Hello everybody, I'm Lamel and it's time once again for Tech Talk with Lamel. This week's video is inspired by a coworker. He was going through and he was doing some usual routine maintenance and stuff like that, and somehow during the process, which happens all the time on Windows, and I'm going to teach you how to make sure that that doesn't happen to you. All right, everybody. Now, to get into this, a coworker of mine was doing some routine maintenance on his computer and had it crash on him. And when he went through and tried to get back into it, some files were missing, and that sometimes that happens when you're using a system restore point. He ended up having to go out and first he bought Windows 11 thinking that, hey, I'll try the upgrade anyways. Come to find out that it wasn't compatible with his computer, and because he built his own PC, he had to go out and buy a new Windows 10, and I think in total it cost him about $400. And I'm going to teach you how to avoid that, unless it's absolutely, absolutely dire beyond any other thing. Now, what we're going to need this week for our stuff is we're going to need one flash drive, and it needs to be greater than 8 gigabytes. And we're also going to need an external hard drive. Now, when you're buying an external hard drive, you want to make sure that it's 1.5 to 2 times bigger than what you're backing up. That one there that I just showed you is a 4 terabyte hard drive, and it cost me about $90, and it was on sale. Now, unfortunately, however you want to put it, this one here, yes, it was a little on the cheap side because it's your standard HDD hard drive, and in comparison, that same thing for a solid state, which is an SSD, is going to run you anywhere between $300 and $500. So I will be placing links down below if you want to check some out. None of these links are going to be paid links. So this is just information I'm passing on to you. I will also be putting a link down below to download a program to help you make a Windows installation disk. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to head over to this website and you're going to create a Windows 10 installation media. I will leave the links down in the description, so make sure you check that out. Click download, and boom, there it goes. It's downloaded. All right, here is your typical Microsoft license agreements. Feel free to read it if you'd like, or just click accept and go to the next one. Now, just so we're all on the same page, this is not this is not doing the recovery disk. This is getting things ready so that you can make your recovery disk. Okay, my information was a little behind. I guess this is actually going to run through and do it. So now what you want to do is click create an installation media, USB, flash drive, DVD, whatever. So click on that one and then click next. Now, you're going to be making one for your own PC, so you want to make sure that this bottom one here is checked and everything's going to be automatically set up for you. Now you're going to click next and click USB flash drive. Now, if you don't have a flash drive, but you have a DVD burner, you can do the iOS to a DVD. But right now we're doing the USB drive. And at this point, if you haven't plugged in your USB drive, now would be a good time to do it. All right, so now once you've got your USB drive plugged in and you've got that selection made, hit next. Make sure that's the appropriate USB drive installed. That is correct. If you have more than one plugged in, you want to be careful. Make sure you pick the right one. All right, so next. Getting a few things ready, blah, blah, blah. All right, then you get to this screen and it says USB drive is ready. Click finish, and this will take a few minutes. There we go, all done. So now, the only thing you want to remember is to make sure that you take this flash drive and you keep it in a safe place. It's better to have it in. So for making this video, I bought 2 flash drives, and one for the purpose of my computer and one for the purpose of being able to lend out to other people. So with that being said, make sure you have your secondary flash drive installed, or if you're doing just for yourself, feel free to skip ahead to the next point. All right, my flash drive is installed. Click on installation. Now we're going to uncheck this one right here at the blue, and it's going to let you edit these settings: language, operating system, and 32, 64, or you can make it set up for both. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and make one that it will boot for both kinds, a 32 and a 64-bit operating system. Boom, USB flash drive. That's the right drive. And we're off to the races. All right, the one thing I would like to point out, that if you're doing a install disk from the floppy drive, make sure you have your Windows key, so that, because it will ask you to put it in at some point. Usually for laptops, not so much. I know there is a way to find it on a laptop, but that can be a whole different video for that. Most of your PCs, like your desktops, will have it somewhere on a authenticated tag on your computer. So make sure when you're doing those backups, or when you're doing that install, have that key handy. All right, so now we are going to make a backup of our system. So you come down here and we are going to click on the little magnifying glass and we're going to type in backup. Okay, up, and you want backup settings. I'm going to open this window here, and then we're going to click on the more options. And then over here, we're going to see advanced settings. Now it's going to take a few minutes to populate and scan everything real quick. And as you see here, it has my hard drive, my external hard drive selected. But we don't want this. We want to make system image backup in the lower left-hand corner. Over here. Then we're going to click on Create System Image. Boom. Now it has the hard drive already selected. If it's not the right one for you, drop down menu, then go ahead and pick one. And if it's not showing up, just hit the refresh button and it'll load it up again and it should show up again. So we want that one. And we're going to go to next. Now, this one here, there are certain ones here that you cannot uncheck mark because it's going to make a system image of each thing. So the recovery system, which is going to take about 519 megabytes. For the system, it's going to take 952 gigabytes, and for the system itself, it's going to take 98 megabytes. So we're going to click yes, or next, sorry. And this is the information that is going to be backed up, and this is where it's going to be backed up. The backup could hold up to 175 gigabytes of 175 disk space, gigabytes on the disk space. Start backup now, and there we go. Now this is going to take some time, but with that being said, the time depends on how much space you have, what type of hard drive you have. Like there is a difference between your normal standard hard drive, which is HDD, and your solid state drives, which is SSD. And I will be making a video on those sometime in the future, hopefully soon. And in the case of my system, I have it backing up from an SSD drive to an HDD drive, which means the transfer rate is going to be slower to the HDD one. So I'm going to pause the video and come back when it is done. All right, now that we've made it through the process of backing our files up, it asks if we want to create a system repair disk. And I'm going to just click no this time around. And then we close. And that is pretty much it. All right, that's about all the time we have for today. So hopefully you learned some things and you're able to put this knowledge to use. Once again, I'd like to say a special thanks to my coworker, Steven. Thanks for giving me the idea. And here, hopefully you find this helpful too. If not, oh well. But everybody else, if you have any comments or video requests, please feel free to leave them down below in the comment. Down below. If you found anything useful in this video, hit the like button. And if you want to keep up to date with new videos, hit the subscribe and turn on all notifications. And as always, have a great day.